So something that's been coming up quite a bit online with the PlayStation 5 since it released is the idea of being able to customize the system how you want, specifically changing out the color of the two-tone look with the white and black. You see a lot of people remove the side panels, paint them however they want, whether it's like a nice dark gray or a purple or a blue or a red, and then reassemble it, and you have this really cool looking system. But I've also seen it with the DualSense controller itself, and that's a whole thing on its own, which has led to people being very interested in the idea of shell swapping, or faceplates, as we've called them, with the PlayStation 5 console. However, there are some of these starting to pop up online, that being the bottom shell here, where you can go on places like Amazon, pick up different colors, and swap them out yourself very, very easily. And that's actually what we're gonna look at here today. I saw some people asking about it on Twitter and other places and sending me links to them, so I ordered 2 of them here. I believe I have a red and a blue, and I figure we'll try them out and see how they look and if it still feels stock overall. So if you guys enjoy the video, make sure you like it down below. If you're new to the Small Wave channel, make sure you subscribe, and we're gonna start today with this video sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by Aspyr. Some of my favorite Star Wars games were released back in the early 2000s, like Jedi Outcast and Episode 1 Racer, so I was really excited to see these games get moved to newer platforms. Take control of Kyle Katarn and follow him through his classic adventure as he relearns the power of the Force through 24 single-player missions and epic boss fights in Jedi Outcast. Or you can go as far as to create your own character in Jedi Academy and write your own story. Episode 1 Racer has you speeding through familiar locations like Tatooine with 25 playable racers and upgradable pod racers. Right now, Aspyr is holding a big sale for these games, including 50% off available games on the Nintendo Switch and Xbox One, along with 40% off for the PS4, 10% more if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber. The sale ends January 19th, so make sure you act fast if you want to take advantage of some of these discounts. Click the link in my description to check out the Star Wars Heritage Sale. I recommend checking out Jedi Outcast since this was one of my favorite tales in the Star Wars universe that a lot of people have missed out on. Once again, click the link in my description to check out the Star Wars Heritage Sale, and a big thank you to Aspyr for sponsoring the video. Now, I did pick up both of these on Amazon. They were $10 each, and you can see down here they are made in China, which tells me they probably exist on AliExpress for cheaper, but these did get to me in less than 24 hours. It was one of those situations on Amazon Prime where I ordered it, and then it showed up like the next morning. Very, very quick, so I guess we can factor some convenience there for the price, whereas if I go like order on AliExpress, it could take weeks for these to get to me. I did get a blue and a red, and I'm very curious how these will look on the DualSense controller, because we will be changing out this piece of plastic here, the all black part, and kind of leaving the top white sections of the controller. However, the nice thing about that is this part is like the first thing that comes off the controller, and you don't need like a screwdriver or anything to get it off there. We're just basically gonna pry it off here. It snaps off, and then we'll just snap one of these on. So let's see, first we do have blue, and okay, this is like a much darker blue than I was expecting. I kind of thought this would have been a brighter blue. It looks very close to kind of how dark that black is. So it is on the darker side. I mean, you can almost like fit it down there to see. The one thing I'm noticing though is like the PlayStation symbol here will stick out much more with something like that. And then we also have red, which I thought would be a nice change of pace rather than have like, I think the other one they had on the listing I looked at was like a gold, but I figure we'll go red and blue and see how they look. This one is a bit brighter. So it's definitely gonna, I think, blend in more with the overall white sides of it, whereas this will contrast it a bit more. Now, if you are interested in these ones, I'll leave a link down below if you wanna check them out on Amazon. But in order to remove the black plastic here, I did this during the controller teardown that I did when I first got this, and it turned out that was like the first thing that came off. You just need like a straight edge of some kind, and you essentially run it around, and as soon as this starts popping up, you could pretty much pull it off of there, and we can even see some of the tabs. It legitimately just pushes on. Typically where I'll start this is right down here, because if we look at this side, there is one tab that we just need to get under, and as soon as that pops up the way this is kind of angled, we'll be able to just start pulling it off of there. So I'm just gonna kind of get in under this guy, and it should just go ahead and pop right up like that. You can see, at which time we can kind of start just working it around here and pulling it off. You do want to be careful with these pieces here. I could see these technically snapping off. That's probably the most fragile part. It does go up and under here, so you just want to kind of work it out from there around the sticks, and it'll just pop right off of there. Now you want to put these right over the sticks and then kind of help these parts to the bottom, and then you kind of work your way around from there. After that, you just push it down. It'll start clicking in really, really well. Kind of go around the seams here because you'll see that's not all the way closed, but if you start pushing down, it'll snap into place, and it is very flush actually going all the way around. It is good that it fits snug like this all the way around. I don't see any gaps or any obvious overlaps here. So it was at least designed and I guess even 3D printed or manufactured correctly within the right specs for this listing that I got it from. And it fits snug. So because of all of that, it does look fairly stock. I do like that the sticks and the PlayStation button itself sticks out a bit more. They're much more visible with kind of this blue on black design here, whereas all black, obviously it blends in more. And removing it's pretty easy. It's not as easy as like what we had with the 360 faceplates back in the day, but it does pop off without needing a screwdriver or anything. All right, and there we go with red. It is a bit brighter than that blue, as you can see. Hey, I mean, the black sticks and the PlayStation button certainly stick out here. I don't know if I like this one as much as that dark blue against the white here, like the red to white. I don't know, it just doesn't look as good. They'd probably have to change up more of the controller overall to kind of go along with this. Whereas because this dark blue is much closer to kind of the black, I think this one here works really, really well with it. But the red one did fit fine, again, just like this did, so it doesn't have any obvious gaps or any feeling that it's kind of like a cheap knockoff accessory or something like that. So I think out of these three, I'm gonna go with blue for this DualSense controller. And you know what else this could work really well for is if you have like a family of 3 or 4 or something, a couple of kids, and they want their own DualSense controller without having to like mark the controller up or something so they know whose is whose and they don't want to share necessarily. You could technically get these shells and each kid kind of has their own colored DualSense controller, and it's pretty cheap to do rather than try to paint it or have a company customize it for you. This literally takes like a minute or two to change it out, and then everyone will kind of have their own DualSense controller. Now, I still think if you have the option to paint like even this part of the DualSense controller, whatever color you want, whatever finish, maybe put some cool effects in there with the paint, yeah, that's probably the way to go. However, if you're someone who maybe isn't great at painting these kind of things and you don't even want to chance it, I mean, 10 bucks, it's not bad. It's a little thing to do, but it does certainly give your DualSense controller a unique flair. Like I said, I'll leave a link down below. You guys could check it out, but let me know what you think about the idea of DualSense faceplates. I mean, technically they're here. Anyway, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.